Okay, so now we will see about one of the lab which is related to the machine learning, and the lab stated that the AI platform Kickstart. So this is just starting, or you can say the very basic lab, in which we will explore like where is the AI option into the Google Cloud platform, how we will like create a new notebook, what are the various commands, right? So let's start the lab. So if you read the overview, the lab says that the lab will give you hands-on practice with TensorFlow 2.x model, training both locally and on the AI platform. After training, you will learn how to deploy your model to AI platform for serving prediction. You will train your model to predict income category of a person using the United States Census income dataset. So copy password, open Google Console. Next, paste the password. Next. What is this? I think I opened wrong project. 1 minute. Student 03 C234. Student 03 C234. 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 This is wrong project. Let me sign out. Yeah. Still it looks old one. Anyhow, let's see. We will explore it. So basically, like in this lab, like we have given some data set, and if you open this data set, so this is one data set, and we have one data folder and one data set description. This is the census income data set. So basically we need to predict the salary of a person based on some features. So we have some columns given, and in those columns we have like various parameters given, like what is the age of the person, whether that person is married or divorced, whether that person has the master degree or the bachelor degree, or whether he is just 10th pass or 12th pass. Okay, so there are so many features, like whether that person is Indian or British or American. So there are so many features, and the output column is whether that person has the salary greater than 50,000 or less than 50,000. So this is a classification type of problem. So we need to predict based on the features, like whether the person will get more than 50,000 salary or less than 50,000 salary, right? So we have total number of 14 attributes, and total this number of I think rows, the total this number of data, right? So we need to like use this data set. Okay, so in this lab they told that we need to use the TensorFlow 2.x model. Okay, so yeah, so we need to predict whether the person has greater than 50,000 salary or less than the 50,000 salary. Okay, and in this like we will use the deep neural network and using the Keras sequential API. Okay, so that's the overview, like what actually we are doing. That is a basically setup. So setup means like how we will like open the console. We just click on this and paste the password, a very basic instruction. Now we need to launch the AI platform notebook. So to write any code or to do anything, like we need to there is a AI service. So if you scroll down from the navigation menu, so there is a one AI section. So see artificial intelligence section, and under the artificial intelligence section we have the AI platform. Just pin it so that it should come on the top, and under the AI platform we see so many options, right? But there is one option, that is a notebook. So just click on the notebooks, and the notebook says that we can create a Jupyter notebook, the same like we create on our local machine. So we can create a new instance. So here is a new instance. So like they told that okay, when you will create the new instance, whether you will of what type like you will create the instance, whether it is a R notebook, whether it is a PyTorch, whether TensorFlow, the notebook will be the same. It will install the Jupyter notebook, but on the top of that it will installed a few more packages. Like if we use the Python 3 notebook, it will installed by default installed the scikit-learn, pandas and some more package. If we use the TensorFlow, then it will install the Keras API as well, and in the Python 3 it will not install the Keras, but in the TensorFlow it will install the Keras API, NLTK package and some more. So as part of this lab we have to use the TensorFlow 2.0. So we have to use the TensorFlow from the drop down list, and as part of the TensorFlow we have various options, TensorFlow 1 and TensorFlow 2. So and as part of the TensorFlow 2 we have various options, 2.3 and 2.5, but 2.3 is the stable version, that is the LTS. So we will use the 2.3 and we will use the without GPU. So this is a very basic program, so we don't need the GPU, we will use the without GPU. And even in the even in the instruction, it has been mentioned that we need to use the without GPU, like TensorFlow 2.x without GPU. Okay, so yeah, that is selected. But if you notice here, machine type here is 4 CPU 15 GB RAM. So we don't need the 4 CPU, we just need the 2 CPU. So we will change the machine type. We will just click on this pencil icon and we'll update it. So first we need to change the region, so we need to use the US central one. Yeah, fine. And now we will update our machine type. It is N1 standard 1 4. Now we will use the N1 standard 1 2. 4 means 4 CPU and 2 means 2 CPU. Yeah, and rest option will be the same, like there is no GPU, and we will just create a notebook. So what it will do at the backend, it will create a notebook, and the notebook name is this, and it will install like that Keras API, NLTK package, scikit-learn package, and many more packages which are required. So it's connecting US central 1A. It will take some time. See, at the when where it will create the notebook. So first at the back end, what it is doing, it will spin up a one virtual machine, and the top of that virtual machine it will install the Jupyter notebook or Jupyter lab, that is pip install. And within the Jupyter lab, it will install some packages, and everything will be ready for us. So if you go to the VM section, so see at the back end it automatically create a VM. So if you, and VM is also created in the US Central 1A region. So this is the name of the VM. I think the same name it automatically gave. So and the type is N1 standard 2. So basically the type is for the VM of which type of VM we want. N1 standard 2, yes. And the label is like where it is being used. Yeah, that's it. So automatically it will create a VM. So it will take a few minutes to get it ready. So see, this is the label. Let me refresh it. So once it will be ready, we will see one more icon here, like open Jupyter notebook. So when we open the Jupyter, when we click on that particular icon, a Jupyter notebook will be open, the same as exactly in the same way when we open into our local environment on our local PC. So let's wait for a few minutes, and meanwhile let's go to the lab instruction. So they told that 1 minute, yeah, they told that we need to select the US Central 1A, and the machine type should be N1 standard 2. So we don't need 4 CPU, we can play with the 2 CPUs only. Yes, and click after a few minutes, instance will be ready and up, and we will see one more icon, that is the open Jupyter lab. So let me refresh it. Yeah, so now it is up and ready. We are able to see open Jupyter lab. Just click on it. Now the Jupyter lab will be open. Similarly, when we have to open in our local machine, what we will do, we will just open the terminal and write one command like Jupyter notebook, Jupyter space notebook, or Jupyter space lab, right? And it will give some URL, and when we click on the URL, it will open into some default browser. The same way it will open, it is give some URL, and the URL is opening. It is taking some time, I'm not sure why. Okay, anyhow, let's wait. Yeah, now it is ready. Yeah, so everything will be same, right? We are able to see everything. So the next thing is that the one advantage of the Jupyter lab is we can use the terminal, so no need to issue the command somewhere else. All the commands we can there is no need to issue the command first go into the VM and then issue the command. We can directly issue any command by clicking on the terminal. We can also open the terminal from here, new, and the terminal, right? So now this is a very startup lab. So as part of this lab, we will not see how to write the TensorFlow code. We will not see how to write the production code, what is the prediction and anything. This is a very startup lab just to explore what is AI platform, how to, where is the option into the Google Cloud platform, how to open the notebook, how to spin up the virtual machine, what all the options we have the option of the TensorFlow as well. So these all basic option the main purpose of this lab. Okay, so they have already provided some code to us. So they told the code is available on their GitHub. So they told that just do one thing, clone their repo. So we are issue a very basic command, git clone, and we will give their repo name, and if we press enter, we will see it will cloning this dataset, training data analyst, and the training data analyst folder will automatically created here, and under this all the data will be copied. So it is just cloning, or you can say downloading the data. So let's wait to get it completed. So we have already the code is written, we just need to execute that code. but we will still see like some of the commands rather than directly executing the code. So yes, now it is ready. So if you open the folder, so we have so many folders. So they told that we need to open the courses folder, I think. Now not the courses folder. Let me go check the lab. Okay, they told that we need to open the self-placed labs folder, and then under this AI platform kickstart. So under the training data analyst we have the self-placed labs folder, and under that we have AI platform kickstart. So we have already one notebook available. If we open this notebook, let me expand this. Yeah, if we open this notebook, so everything, all the code is written for us. Alright, so this is a very, I told you already, this is a very basic lab. So it will only show you like if on the Google Cloud platform, right, you want to use the facility, you want to write your own models. So how you will do that, where you will go? So that is, we will go to the AI platform, we will spin up a notebook, right, and by after spinning a notebook we have so many options. We will see, okay, which option we have to use, what machine type we have to use. Then we will click on the open Jupyter Lab, a notebook will be open, and then we will create a new notebook and we can write our code and run that code. So this is the basic thing. And after that they told that just clear all the outputs, though all the outputs are cleared because we can't see any number here, but still we will like clear the output. We go to the edit and clear all outputs, and let's try to execute cell one by one, and I will explain as I go. So this is just like importing the operating system module. So I have executed it by just clicking Control plus Enter, or you can like click this play option as well. Okay, now what it is doing is, in the next step, to train a machine learning model we need some data, and they told that we have to use some data which is placed somewhere, right? So as part of this this cell, what it is doing is they have already placed the data on some their Google Cloud public bucket. So they told that, okay, create a folder and copy the data from the like Google Cloud storage. And to copy the data from the Google Cloud storage, we know we have to issue the gsutil command, gsutil cp. So -m is basically for the multiprocessing. So like all the files get copied parallelly. So we will use the gsutil, and we are like copying all the data into this data folder. So there is a one like what we call this, it is a magic operator. Yes, we can call this a magic operator. So there are two options: either we can use this exclamation to run any bash command, or rather than writing exclamation of each and every command, just in the particular cell we will use the like a percentile and the bash. So it will automatically say that whatever the commands written into this cell, these are treated these are all are treated it as a bash command. So let's execute this. So what it will do, it will create a folder data, and it will like copy all the data into the data folder. See, it is copying all the data. So if you go to this, so if you go to back, see it has created the data folder, and under the data it has copied some files. And if we open one of the file, these are the basically like our data file which we have to use to train our model. If you open our file, okay, it is taking some time, let it open. Now okay, it is open. Now we have to like what this cell is actually doing, it is like setting some variable name. So export, then variable name. This is also the again the bash command. We are just setting the environment variables, and we are saying in the okay, what is our training data and what is our evaluation data. So training data is adult.data.csv, adult.test.csv. So adult.data.csv, adult.test.csv. This is the evaluation data, this is the training data. Okay, so this is open. If you see, this is the age, like what is the age of the person, whether the person is private employee or the government employee, or it is a like self-employed. I'm not sure what is this. Whether this person has a bachelor degree, or it's a honors, or it is a 11th pass, or it is a master degree, or it is a 9th pass, or 7 to 8 standard. Whether the person is divorced, right, and in which particular field like the particular person work, whether it is a sales department, whether it is a clerical department, management department, whether he is a cleaner, whether he is a professor. Another option is whether is a husband or wife. Okay, what is like is the race, whether it's a black or white or Asian, whether it's a male or female. And there are so many other options as well. And or which state, whether the particular belong, whether it's US or Mexico or Cuba. And then the final option is like what is the the person salary, whether he is getting like more than 50,000 or less than 50,000. Okay, so this is all the data set. So let's execute this to set some environment variables. Okay, now we have set this, we are just using the head command, and it will like we will see some top 10 records, I think. Yeah, top 10 records will be visible. Okay, this is the data. So every time like we are using the list, see bash magic operators. Okay, now as part of this lab, like we have to train this model locally, and as well as over the cloud. So here like even I got confused, like what is the meaning of the local and what is the meaning of the cloud. So they local means like the job will be like when we like train a model, we can see the progress here. And the cloud means like we will submit it as a batch job, so we will not see the like status here. Okay, and they are like creating one more directory. Okay, so let's execute this. So one more directory will be created here. So why they have created this directory, that is a trainer directory. So under the trainer directory, so they have created by default one package init.py, just to make sure that this is a like this folder is treated as a package. So whatever the .py file we will like create into this, we can import those files. Okay, so why we are creating why we have created this trainer folder, because whatever the code we will like write here, we will we are using one more magic operator, that is the write file. And what is the use of this magic operator? So when we use this magic operator write file, and whatever the file name we will given, so here we have given, okay, under the trainer folder create a one file util.py file. So when we execute this this particular cell, what it will do is it will not actually execute this cell, it will just copy paste everything and write the data into this file. And the copy paste means like it will like put everything like you can say even the environment variable and everything, it will like replaced. So we are using some util.py file is basically the pre-processing file, because our data has some categorical options as well, right? When I show you the data, you could see whether the person is a male or female, and we know to train a machine learning model we always need the numerical data. So as part of this lab, as part of this util.py, we are just pre-processing our data. So right, so they have told that okay, what are the categorical types. So categorical type is like work class, whether the person is a local government. So they just use the categorical option, because by default in like pandas treated as an type object. So and to use the categorical option, they have converted into the type categorical. Okay, so they told that okay, this is our label column income bracket. Okay, and they have converted this type into the category, like we have only two categories, that is less than 50,000 or greater than 50,000. Okay, so this is just the pre-processing, like okay, download and clean the data. So we are using the URL lib file. You can use the request module as well. They are using the URL lib, because the request is not the internal Python module, we have to download externally pip install request module, but URL lib is the internal module. So rather than downloading an external module, we can use the internal available module url lib. So they are like doing some pre-processing. Okay, and after that, like they are downloading the data, they are some pre-processing it, they are converting it, the type into the int64 float 32, right, and converting into the categorical types. Then they are normalizing the data, like, and then they are okay, downloading the data, they are removing some column as well. Okay, so let's execute that cell. So what it will do is, it will not do anything, it will just write everything into a trainer.util.py. if I show you, so automatically util.py will create here. If we open this, so you will see everything, whatever we have written into the particular cell, everything will be came here. See, so that is the advantage of the write file magic operator. That is the write file magic operator, right? Now we are creating one more file, that is the model.py file. So as part of the model.py file, we are creating our model. So we are creating a Keras model, because and we are creating a sequential model, and we are like using 3 layers: dense layer, dense layer, dense layer. First is the input layer, and internally there are 3 layers, and the output layer is the sigmoid function. Why we are using the sigmoid function? Because this is the classification problem, and it is a binary classification problem, like whether the person is earning more than 50,000 or less than 50,000. Okay, and they are using a model.compile and some optimizer. So let's execute that. It will not train the data, it will just write everything into one file, like model.py file. So everything will be written here. Okay, so that's done. And one more is the task.py file. So task.py file is the main file, like which they are going to execute, but first they are like writing all the data into the task.py file. So let's execute. So we have executed it. So now it has created one more file, task.py file, under the trainer folder. So task.py file, so one more file created. So file has basically everything. So now our main thing is to train the data locally. So similarly, we have the gcloud command, because we are like running on the gcloud. So we need to remember this command, gicloud AI platform. So whenever we work on the like AI platform functionality, AI platform services onto the GCP, we have to use the gcloud AI platform. So this is the base two syntax we have to use, and after that, like all the parameter will be changed depending upon our requirement, but this is the basic syntax, right? So gcloud AI platform, and they told that we have to like train our model locally and train our model on the AI platform. So to train our model locally, so this is the command, gicloud AI platform local and train. And after that, we are passing some arguments. The arguments are, okay, what is our training data, what is the evaluation data, how many epochs it will run, what is the output directory, right, and where is the package path, so where all the packages are available, like into the trainer file, and what is the main package which we need to execute, that is the task file. So let's execute it. Though it is a very startup, so I am just like explaining you. So I have executed, so the training got started. So it will take a few minutes. It is a training a model. It will create a one folder, that I think model.dir. If I go back, yeah, output folder is created, and it will like write everything into it. The notebook is running still. You can see the star mark here, which means the particular cell is in the execution state. Yeah, so it is running. So epoch 1, epoch means that is the first loop. So during the first loop the loss is of 0.57 and accuracy 79%. In the second loop the loss is getting decreased and accuracy getting increased. So and in the third loop, so they have, I think, run how many loops, 20 loops, 20 epochs, and final we have achieved an accuracy of 85%. Okay, so now they are output is written into this folder. They are just executing the ls command. Okay, but all the written are here. So model is saved into the saved model.pb file. Now we have to predict our output. So we have executed this cell. So output will become here, prediction will be written into the prediction dot target or prediction dot input. So this is our prediction input file, and so we we are writing into some JSON file. So let's look at the content of the JSON file. So this is the prediction. So we use the predict function G-Cloud AI platform. So we always use the G-Cloud AI platform. So now the prediction will came. So prediction will say that if the output is between 0 to 0.5, it means like it is a negative prediction, because we are using the sigmoid, and the sigmoid will, I think, give the probability. So that function is giving the probability. Like 0.7, 9.6. It is not 9.6 because at the end it is written e raised to power minus 5. So it means 0.00009. All right. So the prediction says that if it is between 0 to 0.5, it means the person will earn less than 50,000, and if it is between 0.5 to 1, that means the person will earn more than 50,000. Now we have to train the model into the cloud. I did that is also cloud, but that is a locally trained. So now that you have validated your model by running it locally, you will now get practice training. You say but the initial request will be submitted. Okay, so as part of the above lab, what we did is like you could see like we created like our output folder within the VM only, right? So and the data is also placed here, but as part of our cloud, what we will do is like our data will be placed in some bucket, and we will read the data from that bucket, and the output also will be stored into the storage bucket. So we are setting some variables. So let's execute that. So that is the project name. So we are setting this. Okay, so here we need to change our project name. So what is our project name? So this is the project name. Copy. So project name is updated. So as of now we don't have any like bucket. So when we run our job, you will see that bucket will be created. Okay, so we have set some variable, environment variable. Now we have to set up the cloud storage bucket. So we are using the gsutil mb command, and we are copying the data from our data folder to the bucket, because during our training model, so we are executing in our cloud. So cloud means like let me refresh it. I think it is created. Yes, now the bucket is created, and we could see the data folder is copied here, and every file we have see here like adult.csv, adult.csv, right? Now during the training we will like access the data from the storage. So we have mentioned here, okay, what is the training data, what is the evaluation data. Earlier we have give our local path, now we have given our cloud storage path. Okay, and so now we are copying our like what we are copying test.json file into the bucket as well. Okay, we are setting some environment variable test JSON. Okay, now we have to uh, submit the job. So to submit the job, Gcloud AI platform, and earlier we use local and then train. Now here we have to use jobs, submit, training, and then we have to give the job ID. So we have generated some job ID, randomly job ID, and the job ID will be with the name census underscore, and some date given, date minus u, right? And we have given the output path, so we are giving the output path, and the same code will be executed, that is the module dot name trainer dot task, but this time like it will access the data from the bucket, and it will store the data into the bucket. So if we execute it, you could see one job will be submitted. It is still in execution state. Yeah, you could see this job is submitted and it is like queued. So they told that we can check the status using this command. So let's check the status. Okay, so this is the status of the job. It is state is preparing, it is still running. Yeah, it is still running. I think we can check the jobs somewhere here. Yeah, under the job section. Yeah, so under the job section you could see like one job is running into the cloud environment. Earlier like we ran it locally means where our the notebook that is on our VM, into the VM itself we are running that training, but now it is running on the cloud. So cloud means like our code is placed in our VM, but the job is not running inside the VM. Job is running onto the cloud platform. Automatically it will like run onto the cloud. So it is running the job. So under the job section, like as I told you, like we have option of notebooks, right? So we have one more option of the jobs as well. So we can see the jobs. Oh, what is in the models? So model is to just create the model, leave it. Okay, so this is still running. So what is our job ID? So let's copy our job ID. This is the job ID. So they told that we have to copy our job ID. Okay, now we are setting some environment variable. Then we can use this command to see the progress. Okay, we have to use the exclamation or the bash operator, bash magic operator. We can check the progress of the command, but every time we have to use the Gcloud AI platform. Whatever the operation under the AI platform service we have to use. So first two options should be this Gcloud AI platform, and after that the option will be changed. If we want to locally train the model, then we will use local train. If we want to submit the job, then the jobs submit batch. If we want to check the status, then job stream logs, we are checking the logs. If we want to describe the status of the job, then we are using the describe, job describe, and then job ID. So yeah, it is still running, and we can check here as well. Here, so let me refresh it. So elapsed time is 30 minutes. now it is running on the cloud, but no, it is not local running on the locally. So locally, it doesn't mean that we are using the GCP. Locally means not inside the VM, because this notebook is running inside one VM, right? I showed you earlier, like it at the back end it's been a one virtual machine, and within the virtual machine we put some data here, and all the code will be placed here locally here, and it is reading the data from locally and executing the jobs locally, right? But at this time we are not running it locally. We are locally means we are not running into the onto the virtual machine. We are running onto the cloud. Cloud means we are running it as a part of a jobs. Automatically at the back end, either it will create a virtual machine, or let me check whether it is creating a virtual machine or automatically it is using any. I don't think it is creating any virtual machine. Maybe some cloud function or cloud run. Model location, okay, platform sensors. Model will be created here. CPU, where it is actually running. It is running on the no, it is not running on any VM. How do I like most of the time system got hanged. Sorry for that. Let me try to pause the video. Because the cell is running, so I think this is the reason, like the particular system got hanged. Sorry for that, many times it happens, but I was not, yeah, now it is fine, I think. But the cell is still running. I think I execute the wrong command, that is a stream logs. I should not idly execute this command. I think this command created the issue. Okay. Let me check the status of the job. Yeah, job is completed. I think unnecessary I execute that command. Let me stop that command. Yeah, I killed that particular cell. So now we are creating a model, so I think we can create the model. It model will be created and it will be stored here. And we have one more option to store our model. Earlier we stored our models locally only, but now we can store our model onto the cloud. So we have created a model like a census model, and we will load the content here. As of now we have just created the model GI Cloud AI Platform models and create, and then we give the model name, right, and give the region name. Now we can I think put the binary create a version 1. So this is the command, whatever the binaries we have created we can put here, like from the output path from Keras, then export, it will put here. It will take some time to deploy your trained model. So we will see the version 1 here. How much time left? Okay, we have 12 minutes left. Yeah, version 1 is created here. So earlier what we did is everything we have stored, even the data is placed locally. Locally means on the virtual machine where the notebook is there. Even the output we have stored locally, even the models, even the training part is we have performed locally, and also the output when we saved the model, like saved model.pb file, that is also we saved locally. But now as part of the next section, what we do is we placed our input data onto the Google Cloud Storage bucket, and we are reading the data from there. We store the data, store the output, or you can say store the predictions onto the Google Cloud Storage bucket, right? And we submit the jobs not the locally but onto the cloud, and we can check using the job section, right? Now we have our model is ready. Now we are we have created the model, and under the model section we are saving our model using some various version, right? Create version v1, and we are under the model name, and we are storing our binaries, model binaries, and model binaries are automatically picked from here, Keras export. All right, it is taking some time. Okay, it has mentioned it will take several minutes to deploy your trained model. Once the model it will be listed, so we can list everything from here. Let's wait for a few minutes. Yeah, it is still creating it. Yeah, it is created, and yes, it has put the links here, that is the model location, Keras export. If we click on this, okay, so now we can use the predict functionality, and we will use the particular model name that is which we saved. Yeah, that's the end of the lab. So yeah, automatically, like when we create the model, and under the version v1, like we give the our bucket path, like where our binaries are stored. Like if you go to the model, we created the model, model name census1, and we created a version v1, and as part of the version v1 we told that okay, our model location is this. We can test it, we can use it, right? So yeah, that's the end of the video, and check my progress. That is done. Storage cloud bucket we have created, and we have upload our files. Yes, we have created instance of the notebook. Yes. Oh, yeah, that is also completed. We have created version v1. Yes. Yeah. So there are few MCQs. A model version in an instance of a machine learning that is stored on the AI platform. That is true. AI platform offers training jobs and batch prediction jobs. Yes, perfectly okay. Yeah, that's the end of the video. So as part of this lab, like this is a very, though it's a very quick start lab, but still I have tell you so many options, like what is AI platform, what is the notebook option, what is the jobs option, what are the models options, right? And what is this magic line operator, what is the bash magic line operator, what is the write file magic operator, right? Write file magic operator, and what is the command to execute it, that is the gcloud AI platform command. And after that we can use some whether it's a local predict or create models or submit the jobs or local train, so many commands, right? So yeah, that's the end of the lab. And that's the end of the video.